Have you ever been in a situation where you thought, okay, I'm making an amazing job at communicating with this person. I'm telling them exactly what I want. I paint the most detailed picture, but somehow the other person looks at you and it's like, what are you talking about, man? Fully blank face. Super frustrating, right? I worked in automotive engineering for a couple of years now, and I always thought that I need to make my messages, my emails more clear and put more and more information into them to try to get my message across. But guess what? My message was still not getting across. And this made me ask myself a question. What if clear communication doesn't actually exist? What if it's just a myth? So in this video, I'm going to share with you an idea I stumbled across a couple of years ago, which is called Platinum Rule. And I have to say, this small tweak completely changed the way I try to look at communication with my work colleagues and at the same time with all my daily relationships and with my daily communications, even with the person from the store. It's a game changer. Okay, so I think we all heard about this golden rule, like treat others the way you want to be treated. It's basically the foundation of being a nice human being. But I think for communication, this is flawed because it assumes that the person you're talking with, between me and you, for example, that you understand the same language as I do. And here I'm not talking about linguistics, it's the communication protocol, if you want, from engineering side. Yeah, different people, they have different needs, they communicate differently, and they expect the messages differently. But from my own example, as I said, I work in the automotive engineering industry, and I was thinking, okay, I need to put more and more information into my message to make it more clear, because that's how I like it. I like facts, I like specs, and I want something concrete to talk with the other person. But I was noticing that, wait a second, the same message with different people lands completely differently. So what's up with that? Following the golden rule, I was treating others how I want to be treated, and it turns out that's not the most efficient way. This is where the upgrade comes in. It's called the Platinum Rule, and it's a concept I learned a couple of years ago in this book, Seeing People Through by Nate Reagan. I can also put the link in there. And this Platinum Rule says, treat others the way they want to be treated. And let it sink in for a second. It's an amazing change of focus. It's shifting from internally, from the way you want to be treated to how they want to be treated. And instead of asking stuff like, am I being clear enough, or this kind of question, I think you should ask questions like, what does this person needs to hear from me, and how do they need to hear it? It's basically, you stop communicating how you want to communicate and you start adapting your communication style how they need to hear it. It's a really simple switch, but it's an absolute game changer for work environments, or as I said, also with talking with your favorite cashier from the store, or with your friends, with your wife, with your parents, with anyone. And for me, this made a massive change in the way I look at conversations. And I have to say, it most of the time it works. You also need to be in the right mind space for this to work, but we'll get into those kind of details later on. Okay, and now I'm pretty sure you will ask, yeah, great information, thanks you, but how do I actually know how the others want to be treated? I'm not a genie, I cannot read minds or anything, but well, this concept is really nicely defined in the framework called the Process Communication Model, or PCM. It's a communication model, as the title says, that was developed back in the 1970s by a guy called Taibi Kaler, and it's a framework for how we communicate and not specifically what we communicate. So it's not about the contents of the communication, it's more about the process of the communication. And this PCM model proposes a framework where there's different personalities, 6 in this case, and all those 6 personalities are within ourselves. So each of us have 6 different personalities or personality traits in us, and they are stacked in a different order for each one of us, because at the end of the day we're unique. Thinker, harmonizer, persister, promoter, rebel, and imaginer. And with these 6 types of personalities, I won't go into details in this video. Each of those have their own needs, their own communication styles, and their own predictable patterns of distress. And for now, I think it's enough if we only touch bases to know that this is, let's call it an operating system of the human being. And I think it's already an important step. So the big takeaway of this video would be not to change the content of what you're saying, but to adapt the process of how you're saying. Stop trying to use this golden rule to talk with others how you want to be talked to, but maybe become a bit more efficient, maybe a bit more effective at the same time, and try to adapt your communication style using this platinum rule by trying to communicate with your communication partner in this case on their language, how they would want to receive the message. And I think for this kind of work, the PCM is an excellent tool. And I'm planning to start a series with videos where I go deep dive into PCM topics. First about all the different personality types, and then we go into psychological needs, into distress patterns, all kind of situation, communication styles. It's a lot, and for me it's fascinating, and I think you'll find it the same. And yeah, if you have any of the personalities in mind that you want me to cover in detail first, so I'll say again, it's thinker, harmonizer, persister, imaginer, rebel, and promoter. If you have any specific ones that you want to hear first, I'll make a video about that one first. And if you find this video any helpful, please drop the like, and thanks a lot for watching.